Good morning, students. Welcome to my lecture on the last module, that is the module 8 of your subject code CPC 505, Environmental Engineering 2. So we have reached to the last module, that is module 8. The topic is the hazardous waste. Now, in this module, the 4 lectures I will take on the topic as per your curriculum syllabus, that is the type and nature of the hazardous waste as per the schedule authorities. Now, let me tell you the first of all, in the fourth semester, that means in previous semester, the actually the solid waste disposal was there in the earlier semester, but here the especially the hazardous waste, the disposal system is different. So you have to identification what is the nature and type of the, what is the characteristics, what is the classifications of the hazardous waste, that you have to know as an engineer, as an environmental engineer. You have to know these things. So we'll discuss about the today. The topic is the hazardous waste types and natures and classification of the waste. Let me discuss. uh, Now, hazardous waste is the waste that possess substantial or potential threats to public health and the environment. As the name is hazard, so that means it creates some hazard. So it is a hazardous waste, and the significance lies with the hazardous waste that it is threatening. This waste is threatening to public health as well as to the ecosystem, that is the environment. Now, what are the sources of the hazardous waste? The sources of the hazardous waste are basically the agricultural, agro-based industries, the medical facilities, commercial centers, households, and informal sectors. Now, rapidly growing industries in the country have contributed in the production of the large part of hazardous waste material. Now, due to the our civilization grow day to day, that means the process of industrialization is taking place. We cannot stop the production in the industry. So, the industry also contributed the production of the large part of the hazardous waste material. So that is the alarming part to see, because we have to carefully handle and disposal system of these hazardous waste emitted from the industries. So to reduce the environmental hazardous, proper attention is required during the storage, segregation, transportation, and disposal of the waste, because it cannot be disposed of by common means like other byproducts of our daily lives. So hazardous waste management is an important issue in our country nowadays. So first of all, you have to identify the hazardous waste, because you have to know the characteristics, classification of the hazardous waste as per the regulating authority list of the hazardous waste is concerned. That you have to know, because you have to know that the unscientific disposal, if we have unknowingly, if we have the unscientific disposal, if we go for the unscientific disposal of the hazardous waste, and we all know a few secure landfill sites available in the country for the disposal of the hazardous waste, so automatically it will not be a sound manner. If it is in an environmentally sound manner, it will pose a serious risk to the environmental system. And it is alarming with the rapid industrialization process in last few decades, which have led to the depletion of the natural resources and increase the pollution in the country. Now in India, though there are certain rules and regulations, but often this hazardous waste and the minimization of the hazardous waste effect on the environment, still hazardous waste are stored, transported, disposed, or managed unsystematically, causing health hazards as well as the environmental. It will have an effect on the environment, means the air, water, and soil environment related problem. So we have to be very cautious about nowadays about the hazardous waste. So far in our country is concerned, India is a developing country, and the industries is a major source of the hazardous waste, as I have repeatedly telling you, in developing countries like India. But industrial hazardous waste sources presents greater risk in developing countries than in the developed countries. Why? Because of the poor management, the obsolete technology which we are following still in developing countries, and the multinational. It has been seen that multinational companies set their plants in developing countries. Example example is Union Carbide of USA. In Bhopal plant, recent accident in the Bhopal plant in India, which was installed by the Union Carbide of USA, is a multinational. So this is the example I am telling you that the uh, I need to say the obsolete technology, which was banned technology, has been followed, and the classic example of the accident at Bhopal plant in the India, which belonged to the Union Carbide of USA, is a prime example of this situation. Now, the major source of hazardous waste in our country are industrial activities. As I told you, that agriculture and agro industries, medical facilities, commercial centers, household, and the informal sectors. Now, small, competitive, and labor intensive businesses that are not regulated by the government, that means some unauthorized labor intensive business, that also create the source of, that also have become the source of the hazardous solid waste, and that is currently recognized as major problem in developing countries. So in nutshell, the hazardous waste in India has been defined the substances which is hazard, that means which is detrimental to the human health and the environment, and because of its quantity, corrosive, reactive, ignitable, toxic, and infectious characteristics, causes significant hazard to human health or the environment when improperly treated, stored, transport, and disposed. That is the total management system of the disposal. If it is improper, then it will really create a serious concern about the human health and the affecting environment. Now, hazardous waste refer to waste that may or tend to cause adverse health effects on the ecosystem and human beings. Now, these waste pose present or potential risk to human health or giving organisms due to the fact, or living organisms due to the fact that they are non-degradable. That means persistent in nature. It is very dangerous. They are non-degradable. Non-degradable, that means not degradable, and can be biologically magnified, highly toxic, even lethal. What do you mean by lethal? Causing the death at a very low concentration. So, to determine the nature of the hazard, the criteria that would be followed is toxicity, phytotoxicity, genetic activity, bioconcentration of the substance. Now, let us see the classification of the hazardous waste. It is classified as per the list, four list, that is the P list, F list, K list, P list, and U list. You must see how to remember this list. I'm telling you the clue how we do remember in your mind the four list. F, K, P, U. You see alphabetic F. Then G, H, I, J is not there. Again K after four lettering. Then L, M, N, N, M, N is not there. After then is P. Then Q, R, S, T. After then is U. So from the F, that four letters interval, if you have to remember, then the alphabetic letter is nomenclature. Here the list. Here the list of the hazardous waste is nomenclatured by 4 alphabetic letters. That is the F list, K list, P list, and Q list. Now let us discuss about the hazardous waste as per the list regulating authority list is concerned. Now what do you mean by the F list hazardous waste? Now the F list contains, this is the classification of hazardous waste as per the list is concerned, as per the regulating authority, as per your syllabus. The F list contains the hazardous waste from non-specific sources. That means there are various multi-industrial processes is there, so that you may call the non-specific sources. That is the various industrial processes that may have generated the waste. So this is corresponding to the F list hazardous waste. Now this list contains what? Basically, this list contains the solvents commonly used in degreasing, that means cleaning the metal for the metal treatment, baths and sludges. It is related mainly with that metal cleaning, metal treatment process and sludges. Wash waters from metal plating operations and dioxin containing chemicals or their precursors. I am giving you the live examples. That is the benzene. Its number is F005 against the hazardous waste in the list. Then carbon tetrachloride. It is also identified by F001 in the hazardous list. And another one I am just going to say, that is the cresilic acid. So cresilic acid is the F004. All these hazardous waste are numbered in the list. So these are the identified number. So benzene, carbon tetrachloride, cresilic acid are 3 examples I am giving you, etc. in the F list. What do you mean by F list? The hazardous waste from the non-specific sources. That is various industrial process that may have generated the waste. Fine. Now what is K list? The K list contains hazardous waste generated by specific industrial process. Example, to generate the K list waste include food preservation, pigment production like for paint industry, chemical production, petroleum refining, iron and steel production, explosive manufacturing and pesticide production. So these are the classic examples of the K list hazardous waste. Again, I am telling the K list hazardous waste corresponding to the waste generated by the specific industrial process. Earlier one was the non-specific industrial process, that is the various industrial which is not specific, that is the non-specific sources, and here that is the K list hazardous waste. I am going to tell the sources are mostly the specific sources. Like I have given you the example, this is the food preservation industry, then the pigment production, chemical production, petroleum refining, iron and steel production, and explosive manufacturing and pesticide production. Now the last 2 lists, P and U list. Now I will describe what are the P and U lists. Mostly they contain, commonly we are telling the P and U list because this is a combined list. The hazardous waste in combined list I am going to tell. P and U list contains discarded commercial chemical products. That means those which are discarded, obsolete, expired. So this is the discarded commercial chemical products of specification chemical. There is no specification chemical, of specification chemical. Container residues and residues from the spillage of materials. So these 2 lists, that means the P and U list, include commercial pure grades of the chemical, any technical grades of the chemical that are produced or marketed, and all formulations in which the chemical is the sole active. Now, in an example of P and U listed hazardous waste is a pesticide. It is not used during its shelf life and requires to be disposed in bulk because this is a discarded product after the use in its shelf life. So this is the classic example of the pesticide after their useful life when it is discarded, that is disposed in bulk. It has been found as the hazardous waste in the P&U list. Now let me describe the characteristics of the hazardous waste. Characteristics of the hazardous waste. So far I have described you, that is the classification of hazardous waste as per the 4 list 4 F, K, P and U. Now I am going to tell about the characteristics of the hazardous waste. Now mainly the 4 characteristics are there. One is the ignitability, A, B is the corrosivity, C as the reactivity, D is the toxicity. So these there are 4 characteristics of hazardous waste by which we can identify if the waste is the hazardous waste. Now first I must say that what is the ignitability? Because it creates a hazard or is an ignitable compressed gas or an oxidizer. Example is naphtha, then the liquor, thinner, epoxy resin, adhesives, oil-based paint, etc. Because these are inflammable, ignitability creates fire, ignitable compressed gas or an oxidizer because it helps to get combustion because it oxidizes. So it acts as an oxidizer. The classic example is naphtha, liquor, thinner, epoxy resins, adhesives, oil-based paints. These all are the example of the ignitability, the characteristics of the hazardous waste. Now, second thing is the corrosivity. What is the corrosivity? If it is too much acidic, that means less than equal to 2. If pH is less than equal to 2, that is too much acidic, or too much alkaline, that is more than equal to 12, like these things. So, if it is 12 or 12.5, if it is less than equal to 2, that means what will happen? Now it will act as acid, so it will have corrosive action. So definitely it will become a hazardous waste. The classic example of this is this acid solution. The classic example of this acid is the hydrochloric acid, because a solution with a low pH of hydrochloric acid is used by many industries, and thus it is used also to clean metal parts prior to painting. So the hydrochloric acid solution with a low pH becomes the hazardous waste, as because it is used in the industry in cleaning the metals before painting. This is one example. Corrosivity characteristics. Now again, a liquid waste which is having the pH is more than 12.5 is considered to be a corrosive hazardous waste. Example, sodium hydroxide, a caustic solution with a high pH like 12.5 is often used to by many industry to clean or decrease the metal parts. So in cleaning operation of metal parts, either the caustic solution, that is the sodium hydroxide caustic solution, that is the uh, uh, 12.5 pH, that is the high liquid having pH is more than 12.5 is being used. So definitely the waste produced is the hazardous waste having pH content more than 12.5. And same thing, we are giving the example of the hydrochloric acid, which is also used in the cleaning of the metal before painting. There also the hazardous waste from the waste product is coming having the pH value of less than equal to 2. So that will also either it is less than equal to 2, highly acidic or highly alkaline more than equal to 12.5, the waste will have an corrosivity action. So that is called the hazardous waste, that characteristics is corrosivity. Now the reactivity. What is the reactivity? The material is considered as reactivity hazardous waste if it is unstable, reacts violently with water, generates toxic gases when composed to water or corrosive material, or if it is capable of demolition of explosion when exposed to heat or flame. Examples reactive waste would be waste gunpowder, sodium metal, or waste containing cyanides or sulfides. So this is a very unstable. The waste which I am talking about is a special type of hazardous waste reactivity characteristics, which is a very unstable. Then the reactivity characteristic signifies on this hazardous waste, and it reacts violently with water. Explosive action has taken place. Now, last the characteristics I will tell, that is the toxicity. What is that? Now, to determine if a waste is a toxic hazardous waste, a representative sample of the material may be subjected to a test conducted in a certified laboratory. First of all, how much toxic is that? That toxicity has to be tested in the certified laboratory. The toxic characteristics identifies the waste that are likely to leach dangerous concentration of toxic chemicals into groundwater. Why we are worried about that toxicity of that hazardous waste? Because the leachate, that means the underground wastewater in form of leachate, it will create a toxic, it will definitely the concentration of toxic chemicals into groundwater will, even in small concentration, will have a very dangerous effect that we have to be very cautious. Now, hazardous waste can be classified into solid waste, liquid waste, gaseous waste, sludge waste from various anthropogenic sources. So waste doesn't mean that it is a liquid waste or a solid waste. It may be the gaseous waste, and finally the sludge waste from various anthropogenic sources. Any product that releases hazardous substance at the end of its life, if indiscriminately disposed of, is known as the hazardous waste. An efficient hazardous waste management protocol needs to be executed, otherwise it may have the land, surface and groundwater pollution. That means it creates a pollution to the environment, ecosystem. Now, in details, if we go by the what is the characteristics and what are the corresponding hazardous, let me see the characteristics of hazardous waste, the hazardous versus the characteristics. First of all, what is the flammable explosive? That is the hazardous. What is the characteristics, nature of the characteristics of the waste is? Now, this type of waste will cause damage to the surroundings by producing harmful gases at high temperature and pressure. Because it is an inflammable explosive, so definitely it generates the temperature and gases and pressure, or by causing fire hazards. So these are the characteristics of the flammable hazardous waste. Now, the oxidizing types of waste may yield oxygen and thereby cause or continue to the combustion of their materials. Because what do you mean by the oxidation? Oxidizing the characteristics, it helps, it yield oxygen and thereby cause or contribute to the combustion of other material. So it makes hazard for the materials for taking participation in the combustion in presence of the oxygen. Now, poisonous, what is the poisonous characteristics? What do you mean by the poisonous characteristics? That means if we inhale to our death, health, simply we will die. Now, these waste, just like poison, the waste have high potential to cause death, serious injury or to harm health if swallowed, inhaled or by skin contact. So that is detrimental to our health and that leads to the death of life. Infectious substances, the hazardous waste containing microorganisms and their toxins and responsible for decreasing animals or humans. Corrosives, as I have described, due to more alkaline or more acidic, more alkaline more than 12.5 or more acidic greater than 2.5, sorry, less than 2.5, like these things. The waste are chemically active. These corrosive chemically active, this type of Hazardous wastes are chemically active and they may cause severe damage to the flora and fauna. Very beautiful word. What is flora? Flora indicates plants and fauna. Fauna indicates the animal. Or to the other material by direct contact with them. So that is detrimental to the human health, to the ecosystem, that corrosive action, corrosive characteristics. And what do you mean by corrosive characteristics? It is basically the chemically active and they may cause severe damage. Ecotoxic. Now these waste, this is one of the another characteristics I am going to tell. Now these waste may present immediate or delayed adverse impacts to the environment by means of bioaccumulation and or toxic effects upon biotic system. What do you mean by biotic system? That is the living system I am talking. So it will have a immediate or delayed adverse impact to the environment by means of the living system, biotic system. Now, toxic, delayed or chronic. Now, the waste, if inhaled or ingested, or if they penetrate the skin, may cause delayed or chronic effects, including carcinogenicity. So, sometimes what happens now, it will take time to penetrate to the skin, and it will take time. So, it may delay a chronic effect and including carcinogenicity. So that is why it is a delayed or chronic. Chronic means it is a time-taking phenomena. Chronic is a time-taking effect on that human health. So that is called chronic. It will take some time. It will become a health problem to the human being. Now the organic peroxides. Now here, you know, the hydrogen peroxide formula is H2O2. So organic peroxide means these are organic waste containing bivalent OO undergo exothermic self-accelerating decomposition. Self-accelerating decomposition occurs in these organic peroxides. Now, let me come to the portion of the classification. Characterization is over. We have defined the different characterization. Once again, I am just showing you what I have described. The different characterization, that is the ignitability. I mean to say that is the flammable explosive, then the oxidizing, then the poisonous characteristics, then you have seen the infectious, then you have seen the corrosives, ecotoxics, toxics, that is delayed or chronic, and finally organic peroxides. We have ended with the characteristics. Now we'll describe the classification of the hazardous waste. There are the 5 categories the hazardous waste are classified. First one is the radioactive substance. First of all, what are the 5 classifications? Let me tell first. Then I will go in detail. Radioactive, chemicals, biomedicals, flammable, and explosives. So explosive is the end of the classification. Now, radioactive, what do you mean by radioactive substance? The substances that emit ionizing radiation are radioactive because radioactive substances emit radiation. That we all know. Now, they are hazardous because prolonged exposure to radiation often results in the damage to living organisms. Now, if we allow the radioactive substance exposure for a long-term basis, then these prolonged exposure may damage to living organisms. Radioactive substances are of special concern because they persist for a long period. The period in which radiation occurs is commonly measured and expressed as half-life. That is, the time required for the radioactivity, the points to be understood. Is a very, very important point I am now telling you. What do you mean by the half-life of this radioactive hazardous waste? Is a matter of understanding. Now you just try to concentrate on these things. The half-life, that is the time required for the radioactivity of a given amount of the substance. I am repeating, the time required for the radioactivity of a given amount of the substance to decay to half its initial value. Because it is a time taking matter, so we'll take the half of its initial value. Okay, half its initial value. For example, uranium compounds have half-lives that range from 72 years for U32 to 2 crore 34 lakhs 20,000 years for U36. That means the period in which the radiation occurs is commonly half-life, that is the time required for the radioactivity of a given amount of substance to decay to half its initial value. Now, let me explain the chemical. Radioactive is over, now chemical. That is the second classification. Now, post-hazardous chemical waste can be classified into 5 groups because there are various types of chemicals we know. So again, if we see that for the chemical waste, now the 5 groups are there. One is synthetic, organic, another is inorganic metals, salts, acids and bases, and flammable and explosive. Some of the chemicals are hazardous because they are highly toxic to most life forms. Now, biomedical waste. What is biomedical waste? Now, the principal sources of hazardous biomedical waste are hospitals and the biological research facilities. Very, very interesting. Biomedical waste, that means the source are hospitals and biological research institute. The ability to infect after living organism and the ability to produce toxins are the most significant characteristics of hazardous biological waste. Thus, this group mainly includes malignant tissues discarded during surgical procedures and contaminated materials such as hypodermic needles, bandages, and outdated drugs. This is about the biomedical waste. Now, the flammable waste, let us consider. The flammable waste is potential hazard is strong collecting and disposing of flammable waste. These waste may be liquid, gaseous, or solid, but most of them are the liquids. Examples include organic solvents, oils, plasticizers, and organic sludges. All are giving you the examples of the liquids. Now, last one, the classification of waste is the explosives. Explosive hazardous waste are mainly artillery materials, that is the ordnance material. That is the waste resulting from ordnance manufacturing and some industrial gases. Similar to flammable, these wastes also have a high potential for hazard in storage, collection, and disposal, and therefore they should be considered separately in addition to being listed in hazardous chemicals. And these wastes may exist in solid, liquid, and gases. So this is the thing, the classification of waste we have discussed. And last, some highlight I will just make, that is radioactive means biomedical research facility colleges, that source where the radioactive waste are generated, that you must know. Where the radioactive waste are generated, that you must know. Radioactive waste are generated basically from the colleges. I am just giving you view, then you understand. Yes, biomedical research facilities, colleges, university laboratories, offices, hospitals, nuclear platforms. These are the sources for generating the radioactive substances. Now, what is the toxic chemical? Toxic chemicals are sources from which sources the toxic chemical hazardous waste are immersed, that is the agricultural chemical companies, battery shops, car washes, chemical shops, college and university laboratories, construction companies, electric utilities, hospitals and clinics, industrial cooling towers, newspaper, photographic, nuclear power. So these are the most of the sources we can see for the toxic. And the biological waste, the sources are biomedical research facilities, drug companies, hospitals, medical clinics, etc. And influvial waste, the sources are dry cleaners, petroleum reclamation plants, petroleum refining and processing facilities, service stations. I mean the service stations, that means the car service stations, tanker truck, cleaning stations, etc., etc. And last, I am describing the explosives. Explosives are mainly the source of the explosive hazardous waste are the construction companies, dry cleaners, ammunition production facilities, etc., etc. So today, let me call it a day because a general idea about the hazardous waste I have given to you, the types and nature characteristic classification, and in future we'll again elaborate these lectures. That is the further this hazardous waste, the types and natures as well the regulating authority will be discussed again from next lecture sessions. So thank you very much for joining in my class. Have a nice day to all.